Yes, I did it again.
One of these days we're going to be able to start this thing, and I'm just going to be able to talk.
Never.
And
Gotta
it's going
keep
to be
the
okay.
traditional
Not
alive.
allowed. Not allowed.
Okay, I brought that one
Start
on
placing
myself.
bets on the side.
Right.
Hello, everyone. We are live, apparently, at Epic headquarters. I'm here with. You're not Steve.
Not Steve.
Yeah.
I'm Zack.
So I'm like a little confused. I was like, oh, I'm going to talk about this with Steve, and now okay, we'll figure it out.
We'll work
Jim
it out.
Brown and Pete Hayes. And we have lots of really cool stuff to talk about. One of my favorite subjects is coming up. First of all, I just want to say we've got a build coming out next week. Is that
Hopefully
right?
next week.
Hopefully
yes.
next week.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anything new?
There will be lots of new things in there. We are experimenting with a new HUD. Nothing final yet, just throwing some ideas around. We have the new custom game types will be back in the hub, hopefully,
Yep.
if Joe can finish it, so people can still configure options the same way. What else we got coming on? Possibly the new frag center, which will be an exciting thing if it actually pans out. We'll talk more about that later. And I don't know, what else? What am I missing, Zach?
All sorts of fun stuff. We got a few bug fixes going in
Yeah,
there.
lots of bug fixes
That'll
going
make
on.
you guys happy, hopefully.
Yep.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Bug
So anyway,
fixes are good.
we'll see what
Lots of
happens.
goodies.
Yep.
Does that mean I'll be swearing less when I try to start again? Zack!
The animators next door will be happy about it all.
Okay, so we're going to take a look at some community game types today.
Yeah, we took some time this week to try and take a brief look at. There is a TAM remake actually on the forums being done.
What's it called on?
They're actually calling it Unreal Arena. I believe that is Flick Squish is help rename it. There was a questionable name in the first place, but I think the Unreal Arena is a lot better of a choice.
Love to do questionable things.
But yeah, it's pretty fun. We actually played it Tuesday, yesterday in our little custom community playtest. And a lot of fun. Skins is in the link up there in chat, so you guys can go check out that forum. And yeah, it's really cool. So we took a look at TAM,
Which is one of my favorite game types from
Exactly.
2004.
So it's now called Unreal Arena, and it's being done by the community. There's a few things that are missing, key things that'll definitely help it out.
Definitely key things.
Yeah, a lot of things. But he's acknowledged that the things that need to be worked on right now. If Shelly can cut over to the game, we actually have it up and running. I've got a few guys in here with me just to show nothing really substantially different. It's just you basically have every weapon when you load in. There are no spawns in the actual map, and whenever the entire team dies, like if White Gumby will be visible, I think he's down here. Whenever the other team dies, as he tries to fight me
Your
here.
team gets a point.
Yeah, our team actually will get a point. So there's a few things. There are no rounds right now. But it's gated by an overall time limit, and so it causes some stalemates. Like I was a jerk yesterday, for instance, and I was the only one alive, and
Chicken
I would
is
run
more like it.
around constantly, and
Troll.
so yeah, there's
Total
a few
troll.
problems, but it's definitely playable
Exploitable.
right now. If Vlad doesn't throw up a pack on the forums, I'm happy to throw one up there for you guys, so we can give that a shot and try that out.
And give him your good feedback, especially if you were a TAM player in UT 2004. I know a lot of the guys that I played with are going to be really excited to see this
You can
come
come back,
online.
Yeah, I mean, for people who don't have the point of reference, TAM, Rocket Arena, they're all basic, very, very similar game types in that you have one life, and when the other team is eliminated, your team scores, and that's pretty much it. And there's a lot of variations on that.
Yeah, Quake has Clan Arena. It's pretty much the same thing.
But what it does is there's no pickups, so it takes that whole aspect of the game out, and just really comes down to strategy and like core skills as a player. So it's very interesting. In some ways, it's more complicated. In some ways, it's easier to play.
Yeah. Some people, like if you're just a pure deathmatch player, it's probably not going to interest you as much because if you throw your body out there and you die, you're going to be sitting watching other people play most of the time. So,
and that's one of the things that needs to come online is spectating.
Yeah, exactly.
When you die right now.
Yeah, right now you
there's
just lay
nothing
there
to
and
watch,
look at
so
your
it's
body
kinda
twitch, which is not
So
so
we
fun.
had a lot of this yesterday. Play, die.
Yeah.
Can you
Texting.
hurt yourself?
Yeah.
Right.
So I think.
Yeah, that was one of the things I always
I'll
liked
play.
about Rocket Arena, and Quake does that a lot too. Is
Yep.
that you can't hurt yourself with your own weapons, so you get these just crazy moves that, I mean, again, it adds this whole other aspect to the gameplay where you're rocket jumping up into the air, your teammate boosts you, and then you drop a combo down on someone, or, you know, whatever it is. And, you know, you get into these situations where you can see the rockets coming at you, so you fire down and bounce over them. And it's really, I don't know, it leads to some cool situations.
Right now, you got self damage on, and we have team damage on. So at least
that was not
you
cool.
send that combo in there, and you jib your teammates. They're not going to be really happy with you.
But I mean, it could go either way, right? Like I know a lot of the super hardcore TDM players like to play with team damage on.
Exactly. Yeah, adds a little bit more depth for them. So
yeah.
I just posted some this morning. Shoots teammate to find out if team damage is on. I do it all the time. I'll just shoot them in the leg.
Is this working? Is this working?
Yeah, we were going to give Bombing Run a chance too. I believe that the same guy has actually been working on Bombing Run as well. Vlad in the forums there.
Yeah, Vlad has been.
Yes.
And he's been really busy.
He's been contributing a lot and working on some game modes. We're probably going to try and see if we can help him out. There's a few more hooks that we need to get in that to make Bombing Run get to a point of where it's at least playable. So there's some replication issues with the ball and everything else.
Shelly can bring up. I think so.
There's a lot going on in terms of new game types. We've got these two, the domination that we looked at before. Raxi has his own version of TDM.
Yep.
I think
he's also going to work on an ICTF version for himself.
ICTF. Tim A was going to. I've been talking to him a little bit. He was going to start kind of an elimination game mode, which I would absolutely love to see. So yeah, I think there's a lot of exciting things going on.
When you say elimination game mode,
like a last man standing type thing. Or?
Yeah, kind of.
But you have a pool.
Basically TDM with a pool of lives.
Oh, okay.
Cool. So when the pool of lives runs out, then it becomes your only life, so it's more like TAM. Anyway, it's things like that to kind of slow down the pace of the game and give it some narrative, something exciting to look forward to, allow people to do clutch moves, things like that. So
yeah, this looks kind of cool. I'll be
bombing run, ball, throw in goal,
touchdown,
or throw body into goal. More better.
Notice they're using the old my old UT3 Avril mesh for the ball.
Oh, really?
Tosser.
Nice.
Yeah,
oh, that's amazing.
Nice. I would love to see somebody look at Unreal Championship 2's overdose mode, which was I thought a very interesting game type that not a lot of people saw. So it might
Why don't I know what this is? I played a lot of Unreal Championship 2.
Really? It's 3 goals, and then the ball spawns at kind of like a random location. And if you deliver the ball to the closest goal, you get 1 point. If you go to the medium goal, you get 2 points.
Oh, that's right.
The farthest goal, you get 3 points. But the longer you hold the ball, you start taking damage and overdosing. And I don't remember what happens when you overdose.
I think you actually
You
die
end up in
if
the
you
hospital.
carry it for too long. Yeah.
So it's this trade-off between trying to get the most points to get to the farthest goal, or just delivering it rapidly to the closest goal.
I think we need to get Unreal Championship 2 in the war room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll make a playtest happen.
One of the things that we've been focusing on a lot is looking at ways that we can reuse our existing maps. So taking like a standard team deathmatch map and using the pickups or points in that map as objectives. So we don't have to create custom maps for every single new game type that comes out. So that's cool because it extends the life of the game as a whole. But it can be limiting in some regards too. So there's costs, there's benefits to both sides there.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, awesome. So keep it up, Vlad, and make sure
Fun
that
stuff.
you go you check it out and give him some feedback in the forums, and we'll get some pack files up for people.
Yep. That'll make it a little bit easier for some people to play test because I know right now I think he's just providing he's like, here's what I've done as work, package it and try it out. So I think if we give you guys the pack files, it'll make it a lot easier.
We got so excited that these game types, he wasn't really ready, I don't think, for us to start jumping into them, but we were so excited about them.
Again, I think it's super exciting because I don't think there's anybody on our team internally that thinks that the long-term future of UT resides in deathmatch, right? It's cool, it's the old school game type, it's kind of the foundation of the game, but I think the way that we're going to be successful in the long run is doing something new and coming up with these new game types and seeing the community do this stuff and help us out is super exciting. Yeah.
Very fun.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Get to go to page 2 now.
Oh yeah. believe we're talking
And
about.
awkward transition to page 2.
We doing fun community art
We are
stuff
doing
now.
fun community art stuff. This is
Awesome.
This is like just seeing so much stuff that we have here online today from the community is just like totally amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that I wanted to focus on is I've been predominantly lurking through the weapon forums and giving those guys advice and trying to help those things along, but there's been tons of cool stuff going on in the accessories thread. And so we wanted to showcase a couple of those things that really coming along, looking really cool. So first up, we have either COD EXE or Codex, whichever way. I always mispronounce. But he's doing a
Codex
very
of wisdom. Sorry.
yes, a very, very cool Necros face mask.
Yeah, this is
And
pretty
so-
Wow,
incredible.
look at that.
This is the
Nice
wireframe
hotness.
of the source model. Very, very clean modeling. And it's cool because he imported in the actual game head, and I think he put a little turbo smooth on there, but it's still the exact proportions of the model, and so he could fit the mask directly on his face.
I guess somebody's weed whacking outside.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think they can hear that away from the microphones. So.
Oh, it's
So
okay. Sorry.
the really cool thing I like about this is with the way that the physically based materials work, it's very, very easy to synchronize art with existing art.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I thought was great about
God,
this
that's
design
gorgeous.
is it really, really integrates well with the character, don't you guys think?
Yep.
Absolutely.
It's perfect.
It's incredible how well it actually goes in right with how that we have that cool mechanical stuff right at the top. It ties straight into that.
Yeah, absolutely. So he did an amazing job on that. And the thing that I love about the accessories as well is it's a smaller, more bite-sized project. And so
Yeah.
it's very easy for people to do for fun, as a hobbyist, as a professional on the side. It's just a nice bite-sized little piece that you can take all the way through the process. And the thing that's great about what he's doing is he's sharing his whole process. He's sharing how he's hooking up the materials, all that great stuff. So next we have Danpaz 3D with his fader helmet. And the thing that I thought that was interesting about this one is if you look at just the model by itself, it's a completely different style from the weed whacking. It's a completely different
whacking
style from the weed whacking.
It's right outside our window. Apologize if you can hear the obnoxious noise. It's clearly a different style from the mesh.
From the mesh and from the previous mask. But if you go to the next image,
This is so cool.
Oh yeah.
and then the next one where we actually see it on the game model,
Oh wow.
then it's amazing how well it integrates. And so again, it's a matter of being able to have different art styles, but have them unified with the material
I like
setup.
the
So-
color variants there too. So it's not just a fader helmet. Like it looks good on Malcolm as well.
Absolutely.
And I also like that it has the little microphone on the side. There was a whole forum thread about how you must bring that back to the characters because that's the coolest thing we've ever done. And it's just a little thing, but it adds, I think, a lot, right? Once we get characters in there and talking and doing that, that's one of those subtle things that ties back into gameplay that is cool and people appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely. So same thing that he did was took it all the way through the process, documented all the material stuff he was doing, explained his entire process, and shared with the community his learning
screenshot.
and how he got stuff implemented, how he's hooking things up.
Oh, Necros looks so sad in that.
Sad Nickers is sad.
Contemplating the sadness of the leaf blowing outside.
I am disappointed.
Cam took care of that guy for us. Thank you,
He
Cam.
went out there and roughed him up, so we've got a slight reprieve.
Cam's
Yeah.
a champion.
Okay, on that note, very, very amazing work on that. Apologize for that, guys. We're doing it live.
Yeah.
Can't always be perfect. Next up, we have a really, really cool concept. This is by DNA Destroyer. Very cool screen name. And I think
this.
this was started a long time ago, and then Kezio Hin's FLAC got approved as official, and so they got kind of derailed and didn't want to continue, but then enough people were like, no, it's really awesome.
Yep.
dig this as a variant. Can you start working on it? So we started working on it again, and I just thought it was a really cool variant, and it was a great opportunity for me to remind everybody that we want all the guns, all the space guns, and there's room for all kinds of different variants.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've been looking a lot at how in the future we're going to handle this sort of situation, and yes, we want all the guns, but yes, we also want variants of existing guns. We have a main shock rifle that you keep saying, oh, we need to get this in game, we need to get this in game, and you know, all of us agree, we just haven't figured out a way to actually do it and pull it off yet. So eventually it would be cool to allow people to have their own kind of custom versions of each of the weapons the same way they'd have custom skins and stuff, but technically just we have to figure it out because there's some issues, but overall it's going to be super cool. This is
he really did a nice job on this one.
I like this one a lot.
And the more stuff we get in the queue, then the more that's going to help us to figure out how we're going to solve these problems and implement. And we still don't have an alternate version of any weapon yet. I need to yell at Min and see if he's going to make some progress on his version of the shock. And there's a few stuff that's getting really close, so I'm really excited.
He will smile and say yes.
Yes, exactly. So next up, we have I Am Windside, who did a little bit more work on the bio, which I thought was
Oh yeah, I remember this concept. This was
really funky and cool.
It's the bug bio.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of fond of it because I did the UT3 bio, which was very bug and alien and insect-like. It's not official or anything like that. I know the other camp is having a more traditional, just canister-based, recognizable as the bio pump device. But I thought he'd made great progress on this. It was really cool. The other reason why I wanted to show it is I wanted to call him out because I noticed that he posted in the Flak concept thread that I just posted that he might want to start modeling that.
Oh, nice.
And I think that would be an awesome idea, mainly because if you're just starting modeling and stuff, this concept was kind of nebulous. So the Flak concept that was done was very defined.
I would say if I could model that well and I was just starting modeling, this guy's got super talent, dude. What do you mean just starting?
No, I don't know that he's just starting, but he's still early in learning all
If he's early in learning, I can't wait to see what he does later on because that's super cool.
Yeah, this is really, really cool. It has a real funky look. I really like it.
Yeah, this one, it leans more towards that alien sci-fi part of the pyramid or the breakout, right?
Yep, totally.
I guess the other ones, they're going with that full mechanical kind of industrial look.
Well, as long as we can get kind of a unified theme going on, I think we can hit both ends of that spectrum, right? I mean, that's kind of what the game is about, right? Like you have weapons from one corporation, you have weapons from another corporation, you have weapons from or characters from one planet, characters from another planet, and once we nail down what that unified visual style is, we can still get both ends of the spectrum from crazy sci-fi to hardcore mechanical.
The biggest thing I want is variety. So if we have very, very classic looking weapons that have very strong Unreal DNA, whether it's from 99 or 2K4 or whatever, but also very super, super Unreal weapons like what we tried to do with some of the UT3 weapons, getting a little more crazy and spacey and alien-like. So I think there's great room for variety, so it's really cool to see people tackling some of those more out there concepts. Really, really cool stuff. Lastly, on the community art front, we have another updated mesh that I showed a while back from Mangley. It's an alternate version of the Link gun, which I thought would be great because I'm going to show my progress of the Link gun, so I thought it'd be fun to look at a design that's completely different from the one that I'm doing. This is also falls in line with the more spacey, alien kind of influences.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Did he base this off of one of Gooba's concepts as well?
I don't
loosely, maybe?
remember how it originated, but it definitely evolved heavily throughout the process of the thread and getting feedback. And he's been incredible about really interacting with the community, getting feedback, and implementing changes and fixes that people suggest. And he's
I think this would also make a nice. Remember the ion cannon? I think it would be a cool. Cannon
it could be. Yeah. Well, I can picture animating like the front spinning.
Oh, that's
and I think
awesome!
That really
Look
conveys the Link gun fairly well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not too far off from the other one.
Yeah.
So it might be one of Gooba's early early versions of where we ended up, but it's still a cool
So
looking
cool.
gun.
Has some of those elements. So really, really cool. And what I did this time, I didn't do it soon enough, but I'm going to do it as soon as I know that I'm going to be on the stream. I'm going to post in all the modeling threads and basically give everybody a chance to, if they have progress on their stuff, to post it. And I'll pick a select amount. We can't do everything, obviously, but I'll pick a select amount that will show on the stream
Very cool.
in addition to whatever updates I have. Excuse
And
me, so.
we want to start doing just every week, do a concept of the week sort of thing, or show off some art every week. So even if Pete's not going to be on, please feel free to post your progress. We'd love to see it.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll keep an eye out, even if I'm not going to be on the stream. I'll let these guys know, hey, you need to show this
Yeah.
on the stream.
Yeah.
Yep.
The progress they made is amazing, and it's really, really cool. So thanks again, everybody, doing
you.
very, very cool work, contributing greatly and interacting with the community really, really well. So thank you again.
Yeah, the collaboration's so awesome when they're not fighting.
Yep. Passion. It's
Yes.
all
When
about
they're
the
not being
passion.
passionate.
Yes.
Yeah, I just love listening to, people go back and forth about what they like, and then things like this come out of it. It's like, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's great, great stuff. So on that note, that concludes the community art aspect, and I get
now we
to
get to see
be
the link gun.
shy and embarrassed and show my link gun progress.
You're exposed to the
So
world.
Yes.
Pete is extremely hard on himself. I guess that a lot of artists here are like this, but this
They
thing
don't
is
call us
fantastic.
suffering artists for nothing.
Yeah.
It's fun. So with the shock rifle, I showed progress really, really early, like maybe even only 20% complete, and that was a little painful and I think counterproductive. So this time I tried to take it a little bit further. This is still very, very early in the process. This is maybe like 30-40% complete. So I wanted to at least get the basic working parts done and figure out some of the articulation and figure out some of the problems I wanted to solve before I presented it to anybody. Very few people even in the war room have seen it yet. And so
Yeah.
now
Are you kidding? I walk by and look over your shoulder every day just to peek.
Sneaking on me. So this is where it's at.
Wow.
The biggest thing that I wanted to change was on the UT3 link, it actually opens up when you're firing the beam. And to me, I thought a nice change and would make a little bit more sense is it closes in.
Yeah.
It kind of focuses the beam more.
Oh, nice.
Very cool
yeah,
idea.
makes sense.
And so a lot of the stuff I was trying to do was merge all the different worlds. So I started from a very loose concept, but then I wanted to integrate ideas from other concepts, integrate ideas from previous link guns, definitely give it its own new identity.
I love the top perspective there. It's incredible looking. Just the
And-
whole thing is amazing, but that top too is
And kind of DNA. So
Evil.
I'm still figuring a lot of stuff out. So the top is just pulse mode, where it'll just have slight recoil. The bottom is the link mode, where it's going to kind of hunker down, focus a beam. You'll see more energy pulsing through the
Oh yeah,
the
that's
cables,
awesome.
like is on the UT3 weapon. Maybe the tops flare up and little emissives come out. So the big thing that I was trying to focus on was getting enough stuff that could be articulated and animated with different firing modes. Whether that ends up how all that stuff animates depending on the firing mode, still super, super early in the process. So I'm going to post this in the forums. I'll finally post some art in my link thread and
Fantastic.
open it up for everybody to get feedback. And obviously I'll be getting a ton of feedback from the team.
Passionate
and then
feedback.
this is where it really kind of starts to be formed. So understand this is still very, very early in the process. And even though I've got some turbo smooths and stuff on the surfaces to help me define the shapes, none of that is baked in. So the base geometry is still very loose and very easy for me to move and manipulate and do stuff like that. So still very early.
Oh yeah, that looks fantastic.
Seems bigger.
Yeah, I was
Seems like a
expecting
real weapon
this.
instead
Yeah.
of
That
being just a
would-
little goofy. Yeah.
I can't wait to yank Joe Wilcox with that and play dust. That's just all I can think about. Just look, that thing looks awesome, man.
Yes.
So-
we need to work on that
Could
effect.
hear some mouse slamming.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
The biggest
along with that, I should also mention Alan Willard has been working on some new effects for the Link gun.
Oh, sweet.
So hopefully all that will come over, and then as soon as he gets those in, we'll start working on the audio, and so it'll all kind of come together at once. I'm hoping that's my plan.
Old school UT dude.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is kind of how it looks proportion-wise right now. Again, very, very first pass, very early in the process. I think you guys should hop into the thread. I'll get all these images posted in a few hours, and you guys can start piling on and let me know what you think, and I'll start implementing as much feedback as I can while getting closer to finalizing. The other thing that I'll do, and I did this with the shock rifle, is I'll get a prototype version of this mesh in the game as quickly as possible.
Yep, nice.
So hopefully within the next week or so, I'll get it in.
Oh,
And then that'll
that's
be
awesome.
a real determining factor of how it feels. Is not just looking at the renders, but running around with a very simplified version of it in the engine, seeing how it feels, how it looks, and then changing things as necessary. So the last thing we have to look at is a very rough prototype animation. So you see the first is kind of the pulse, and then the second shows how it kind of clamps down, the cylinder spins up, you've got a little venting on top. I was trying to get kind of an angry, I don't know, the beam always seems to mess people up more.
Yep.
So the pulse is kind of peppering
feel the
them,
rage
closing the
just building inside
the
of me
distance,
already.
and then the beam is what really it does. It brings out the rage in some people getting owned by it. But
Once you figure out how to use it, though, you can induce the rage.
Yes.
Which
Oh,
is
yeah.
so much nicer.
Absolutely. So trying to focus on animation stuff a lot earlier in the process. I think the shock anims could have been cooler. So with this one, I'm really trying to work out all the articulation issues.
I see you've got another little kind of hollow or display there on that gun, huh?
A little display, that's something that we talked about would be fun for customization options.
Yep.
The ability to display whatever you wanted to on your little readout.
I think
I
we're
don't know.
defaulting to ammo counts, but later it could be lifetime kills with the
Oh,
gun or stats
My
of
name.
some sort or your name, sure.
So, again, I always disclaim,
Picture of
but
a cat, I don't know.
super,
Yeah, right.
super early in the process, and there's plenty of time for everybody to contribute. So hop into my link thread on the forums and let me know what you think. Paint overs, comments, crits, anything is fully welcome. And I
Read the
look
words
forward to
that he
hearing
puts on
all
the
these
pictures.
guys' feedback.
Read the words, don't just look
Read
at
the
pictures.
words.
Yeah.
Don't just
Read
look.
the words of what I'm doing and where it's at and how far along it is, and try to understand the process. That's the biggest thing that I spend a lot of time with on the
Yep.
forums, is trying to just give people my experience of doing this for a little bit and share my knowledge and not the process, but my process. And hopefully you guys have fun and feel like you're contributing, because I definitely do. I listen to every single comment, crit. I save every single paint over in a separate folder in my working folder and
Yep.
look at those constantly as I'm making changes. And so
Well, the shock rifle took a lot of changes that were from the community. That was a lot different than what you first showed us. That was
Yeah.
pretty
absolutely.
cool. It's a very cool process.
Yeah, I love the fact that you're exposing everything this early. It's like a little mini class in like both your thought process, but also how like we actually are putting this all together and then actually implementing it and everything. So
Yep.
Yep.
And it's so much fun when you're sitting there playing the game and you see something that you did. It's like, oh my God,
It's a
that-
blast.
I
It's
did
very
that.
surreal. And so very, very excited to see what you guys think and comment on it and help me shape it into the final. Hopefully something that everybody's proud of and enjoys using. And if not, like you said, we've got multiple variants coming down the pipe as well.
Yep.
So hopefully there'll be plenty choices for everybody. And looking forward to all of them. They're all really amazing. So I
absolutely.
appreciate everybody's contributions.
Yes, thanks everyone, and thank you, Pete.
I try.
So a few weeks ago, actually it's been months now, around GDC, somebody posted some 12K screenshots that they had taken of Outpost 23, and they were fantastic. And we posted we made a blog post about how you can take some cool screenshots, and somebody did.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody
So-
done did it.
Oh gosh, I forgot to change his name. It's
Uh-oh.
like Polyneutron, I think it is. He's on the forums as Polyneutron. His name's Victor. Holy crap! He did some amazing screenshots. So our concept of the our concept art of the week this week is one of his screenshots, and this is actually really a screenshot. It's beautiful. If you can bring it up, Shell. Yeah. So he did a bunch of these. We're gonna feature him this Friday in the story. As soon as he gets back to me, I want to do a little post, ask him how he did these, because they're so beautiful. There's quite a few of them. You can look them up on the forums. I think he has a link to his Flickr pages, but don't look at them yet because I want to do a story on them this Friday and post them all for you, and make sure that they have them all. You can download them all and post them as screenshots and post them on your desktop. So nice work, Victor. These are beautiful.
Yeah, very cool.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah. When screenshots are art, that's one of my favorite things.
Yeah,
I remember
I'm seeing desktop art right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
He's also he's got this great one.
the flag
With
It's very tempting.
The moon. No, the moon.
Oh, the
Chris and I
moon
were talking
one.
about it this morning.
wow.
Yeah,
The
it's
moon
really
one is
cool.
amazing. He has one with the flak ball too. That I
Yes.
was very tempted to
Yes,
do, but
we were looking
you
at
know, I
that
don't
one in
want
GDC.
overkill,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I chose this one because I just think this one is just it's UT, but it's art. It's beautiful. So we'll have some more this Friday. Thank you so much, Victor, for doing this amazing thing. Make sure that you join us next week. We're going to have some more community maps. Hopefully, we're going to recap this stuff and show some of this artwork live that he has done, some of the screenshots. Tomorrow, make sure that you watch the UE stream because they're going to be covering something near and dear to me, which is sales and marketing for video games, especially for people who are doing indie development.
Very cool.
They don't, how to do the social media stuff. Amber's going to be here. I don't know if you guys have talked to Amber yet, but she's going to be on. Chance will be here. Dana and Joe Kreiner. So make sure you join in tomorrow on the Unreal Engine channel. And
if we're doing shout outs to streams, we might want to mention Mess TV's doing an awesome UT.
Mess TV. Oh my goodness.
He's doing 30 days of UT content on his stream. It's
He is.
really awesome stuff going on.
M3SS TV. That's his Twitter, and is
Yeah.
that also his Twitch channel?
I believe so. I think he's in the chat. You guys should actually definitely check him out. I think he's doing it every night. So touch base with him. Otherwise, it's some really awesome
He did some
content.
Unreal Arena last night, right?
Yeah, I believe he tried to do that last night. So
Yeah, so it's very cool. So thank you, Mess, and make sure you check it out. He's been playing with the spectator stuff, and so check him out. And shout out also to Owned Well.
yep.
At Owned Well. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.